Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome. So we're going to wait for a few people to get in here. We've got a detailed map. I spent half the night last night, probably up till about 2 o'clock in the morning, going over this and mapping it out better because on the arrest affidavit, we couldn't really see the areas that they were talking about. So I have mapped everything out, you guys. Took me a long time to do it, but I've got it done so I can share that with you guys. Also, we're going to, I think, go over, also there's some more things that have been filed in his case that I want to show you. And there's something else that I came across that I want to show you also, because I think that it's important to show. Okay, so let me just... Good morning, everybody. Sarah, Lady D, Nana, Courtney, Louie Lou, Velvet Hellcat, Nancy, Running Grey Wolf. Good morning. Yes, I am. I'm going to start getting back into the readings part, you guys. So I'm going to cover this. That's why I wanted to get this all together in one video so we can go over it, so you guys can maybe have a better understanding of what this guy did before, during, and after. Oh, Shivani, Tina Biggs, hi. And show you the route and everything that he took. It doesn't make sense, you guys. Also, some things that he did beforehand, stuff like that. I'm going to go over and show you detailed map. Right now, you're seeing the bigger map. This is the area. See, I've got everything mapped out here. So we are going to go over that. Let me just get this here. The purple is going to be his car. The green is going to be his phone. The yellow is going to be what he did, like in the yellow here, what he did after the murder, where he went, his routes and everything. And the red is going to be prior to him doing the murders, where he was and stuff like that. So before I go over that, let me bring up, I guess I gotta get it up over here. So I'm going to bring up this. There has been a change in the instructions for court reporting. The only change in that, I just wanted to bring this to your attention, is they're not going to be able to live broadcast, transmit, or stream from the courtroom. That is the new revised one right here with this put into it. So they're going to be able to record it and then show it afterwards. They're not going to be able to live stream it from the courtroom. So any of his court appearances or anything, they cannot live broadcast it. They can record it and then show it later, but they cannot do any streaming from the courtroom. They will have a pool camera in there. So after the fact, once he's back in the jail, they will probably be releasing this. So that's the only change there. Now, we've also got this that has been filed. A motion to preserve the crime scene and evidence. And it says, comes now Bryan C. Kohberger, by and through his attorney, Ann C. Taylor, public defender, and hereby moves the court for an order directing the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to preserve the crime scene located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, including the home, outbuildings, vehicles, and curtilage. Now, this here is going to be interesting because they've already released the vehicles to the families. So I don't know how they are going to get around that, but there's not going to be apparently any more police presence or whatever there. I don't know. But it says, further, Mr. Kohberger requests the court to order the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to preserve all evidence in its custody or under its control or in the control of their agents, which means any evidence that they've collected. Hello, Alicia. Further, Mr. Kohberger requests the court to order the prosecution to notify the defense counsel prior to any potentially destructive testing and or examination. Now, what that means is they want to be made aware and an order made on it before they do any like consumptive testing, stuff like that. So if they've only got a small amount of DNA or some kind of evidence that they want to run tests on, it has to go through the court first. Because if it's consumptive, that means that the defense is not going to have an opportunity to examine that or have that tested themselves. So let's hope that they haven't done any consumptive testing. And if they have, well, I don't know what's going to happen there. But this motion is made so that defense counsel may take a view of the scene in order to effectively and constitutionally represent Mr. Kohberger, and is made pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rules 16, the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, and up on Article 1, 1, 13, and 18 of the Constitution. So there's that. And then here is the order. The court having before it the defendant's motion to preserve the crime scene and evidence, there being no objection by the state and good cause appearing. Now, therefore, it is hereby ordered that the crime scene located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, in Idaho, including the home and outbuildings, trailers, vehicles, and curtilage, shall be preserved, which means the house will be locked, crime tape will remain on site, police presence is not required. The crime scene will remain preserved until February 1st. So the owner of that building cannot do anything with that building until after it's released, or until further order of the court. So the court could order that it is held even longer. It is further ordered all samples and evidence collected or generated by the state in this matter, including but not limited to body fluids, blood, tissue, notes, slides, photographs, or other relevant information, be held and preserved by the state for the defense. It is further ordered that this order shall remain in effect until further order of this court. No, Mary, he's not going to confess. He's not going to confess. The prosecution is not going to be offering a deal, and that's in my opinion. And I do believe that they're going for the death penalty. That hasn't been released yet, but that's just my opinion on that. So this here is limited notice of appearance. And I'm just going over the things that have been filed since yesterday. Comes now, Ancestor Taylor, public defender and pursuant to the court appointment, hereby appears on the limited basis until an agreement is reached between Latah County, Kootenai, please don't come at me for mispronouncing this, County, and Ann Taylor for on behalf of Bryan C. Kohberger in the above mentioned defendant. Notice is given that the defendant herewith asserts all rights accorded to him or her under the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States and under Article 113 of the Constitution of the State of Idaho, and all prophylactic measures imposed upon the state pursuant to said constitutional provisions, including but not necessarily limited to the right to remain silent and the right to counsel. And in big letters, no agent of the state or person acting in such capacity is to question the defendant regarding any act, whether charged or uncharged. And that's from Ancestor Taylor. Okay, so there's the affidavit. We're going to need that for the mapping, but I want to bring up this here. Oh, crap. Okay, hang on a sec, you guys. I got to stop sharing this so I can show you this here. So this here is interesting to me. We've had a lot of sleuths going through the ownerships and registration. I'm not concerned about this here. We already know what that's about. But what does spark my interest, you see the date here, December 1st, 2022. He had the underbody sprayed. Now, what does that mean? To me, it means, did he have the underbody of this car sprayed and have a corrosion preventative spray put on it. So that would mask any dirt or stuff like that that could have evidence on it. Different dirt is found in different areas, stuff like that. It's just odd to me that it was already really cold out. I think that there had already been snow and everything. Why would you take your car in to get it, to get this underbody corrosion preventative measures put on it? Well, number one, they would power wash all underneath that car before they sprayed it with this corrosion preventative spray. So to me, it's like, I think that was done to prevent the police from getting any kind of evidence, dirt, maybe twigs, maybe, certain things that were only found in certain areas and that may have got stuck up underneath that car or in the wheel wells, stuff like that. They would have cleaned that all out before spraying this preventative corrosion spray on the underbody of the car. So I did find that very interesting. What do you guys think about that? I'm not so worried about this stuff here, but we also see here, this was tires replaced and stuff like that. I'm more concerned about this here on December 1st. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Okay, so my chat for some reason is not working over here. Okay, hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, there we go. Hello, Marie. Thank you for being here. If you guys are chatting, I can't see it. Okay, are you guys... Okay, here we go. No, that wasn't a recall. That was an underbody spray. Has nothing to do with recalls. That's a preventative corrosion underbody spray. Yeah, likely covering his tracks. Absolutely. Okay, so let me get rid of all these other ones that I've got open here that could be slowing my stuff down. Yes, there is the death penalty in Idaho. Okay, so what I want to bring up. Okay, this I'm going to have to bring. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I can do it like this, I guess. Because I'm going to have to refer to the affidavit as we're going through. Okay. So I'm going to bring this back up on screen. Okay, let me know. You guys can see the map here. Okay, that's odd. That's odd. Absolutely. And I'm going to show you guys this as we go. Okay, so we're going to start over here. And you guys, it's going to get, like, you can see all my things here. Like I said, I did the best that I could to map this all out to give you guys a better understanding of what is going on here. Okay. So the red line here is going to be before the murders. So anything in red is before the murders. Yellow is after the murders. Okay. Hello, everybody coming in. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to show you exactly what he did as it's happening. Okay. So the night of the murders, as per the affidavit. Okay, here we go. We're going to not only follow the car, we're going to follow his cell phone, okay, because it's really interesting. So at 2:47 a.m. on November 13th, this is before the murders, the phone is traveling south, okay? So it's coming down through here, down through here. This here is where I, weeks ago, that I said that I feel that he's from the university here. Now we know that is true. He did go there. So he traveled down some way through here. We don't know because there's no tracking on it. But where the tracking does pick up is over here. Okay, this is at 2:44 a.m. They finally get him here. Okay. Now, so to get there, he come up here and he turned here. So to get there, this is on the way back. To get there, he would have had to come down through this way somehow. Okay. We're following the red line right now. So as the tracking goes, he left here. This is at 2:44 a.m. He is seen here. He comes down here. He travels this way. They've got him traveling along here. And this is, let me just get everything. Along the 270. Okay. So he travels along the 270. And this is where they lost him. Okay. So no more tracking from here. So they feel like he probably turned off his phone here. Okay. The next place that they pick him up, which is odd, because if he was to come in, this is from Washington Way, to come in along the 270 turns into the 8 here, he could have came right down through here to get over here because the house is over here. We're going to get to that. But he doesn't. The next time he is picked up is over in this area here. Okay. So I believe that he came down through here, down through here, turned here. Maybe he thought, you know, he got the area wrong or something, not being from the area. I think he made some wrong turns. I think he went to the wrong area because he is seen in this area at 3:26 down in this area here. So I do think that he maybe came down through here, over here, and then back up this way, but he's caught again here. And this is on CCTV footage. Somebody caught his car or by the tracking of his car. So they've got him here at 3:26 a.m. He comes up through here. And then at 3:28, he's here. So from here, I believe that he came up here and then down here, but they can't prove that. Okay. Or up here maybe and came across here. So the next time he is picked up, and this is interesting, is these red lines here. He comes back. They've got him driving on the camera from this house here. They've got him coming up, going back, coming up again. So I believe he did come up and park up in here. So they have him coming down here, coming here, coming back, trying to like park or whatever in here, but coming up here, doing a 3-point turn, coming back down this way. I believe he came back up into here and parked here. The next time he is seen is when he's coming out and going this way. Okay, the camera picks him up coming this way. So I do believe that he came up through here and parked here, and that would also line up with the reads and everything too. And I don't know why. Are you guys chatting? Because my chat is not working. Desiree, can somebody type a 1 or something to chat so I can see if my chat is working? Running Gray Wolf. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. Running Gray Wolf just so happens. Thank you, you guys. Running Gray Wolf. Desi Marie. Okay. My chat wasn't moving, so I thought that, okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay. So, this is going to be interesting because this is the next day. But let's get back to the night of. So, between 3:29 and 4:20 a.m., okay? So 3:29, he is caught. So I would say maybe 3:29. He was first picked up at 3:29 right here, coming this way. Then he was caught coming back this way, trying to, I guess, park in one of these lots somewhere. He couldn't. So he came back up here. He did a 3-point turn and he came back. Okay. I believe he did come up here and park back up in here to try and hide himself. He goes in, he does the murders, he leaves. The next time he is caught is at 4:20 a.m. and he is coming from here. The camera here catches him coming from over here. He comes down here and we're going to pick up from there. Everybody on track right now as to where we are? This is where it gets interesting. Now, the way he could have left. Okay, let's scroll out just for a bit here. Here is the main highway going back. It's a 10-minute drive to get up here and then back to his apartment. He didn't go back up through here and go back the same way he came in. This is what he did. And hello, Spirit Moon, Bonnie Baker, Sarah, Desi Marie, Lady D, TK Sass, Comptoot, Nancy Drew. So what he did do, no, he didn't hang around. What he did do is at 4:20, he is seen for the last time being picked up by this camera here. Okay. Now, during the time that he is in the house, the security camera also has audio on it. The security camera that's right here. At 4:17 a.m., this camera picks up a whimper and a thud. Then it picks up. Okay, let me just get through this, please, without you guys adding other stuff, please, so I can keep on track here. I spent a lot of time doing this. So let's just get through this and then we can comment after regarding timelines and everything else. Like I said, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning doing this and mapping it out right down to the minute from the affidavit itself. So at 4:17 a.m., this camera picks up a whimper and a thud. Now, what we have learned from the affidavit, from what happened here, I do believe that he parked up in here. He came in that back door. He went up. Kaylee and Madison were murdered first. He came back down the stairs. He went over and, sorry, I believe he came in the back. I believe Ethan and no, I was right. Sorry, you guys, I'm so tired. He came in, I believe Kaylee and Madison, who were in the back area here, were murdered first because the stairs coming up are right about here. The bedroom that Dylan was in was on the second floor about here. Zaina and Ethan were in a room over here on the second floor. Okay. So I do believe that he came in, he came up the stairs. Dylan said that she had heard what she thought was Kaylee playing with the dog. We now know that's not what was going on. That's, I believe, when Kaylee and Madison were being murdered. He came back down the stairs. He then murdered Ethan and Zaina. And I believe as he was coming out of there, that's when Dylan heard noise again and opened the door. and seen him come by like this and then out these doors again. She does not see him. Okay, her door is right here. The stairs to go upstairs to the 3rd floor are right outside her door. This is the way he would have had to come through to go, and I'll blow that up again. So her door that she looked out is here. The stairs to go up to the 3rd floor are right here. And he would have to come around this way and through here to get out the kitchen sliding door. So I do believe that she's seen him coming from Ethan Zena's room. She sees him go like this and out the kitchen door. She does not see him go up the stairs to the 3rd floor. So that tells me that Madison and Kaylee were killed first, then Ethan and Zena, and then she's seen him as he's coming back through and then out the kitchen. She would have seen if he would have went up them stairs. She didn't. She seen him go out the sliding doors. So with that being said, yes, very chilling. So then he gets back in his car and he takes off. Now, instead of going the quickest way home, the yellow line is now him leaving. Okay? Like I said up here, the security camera and everything here caught all this. Also at 4:17 a.m., caught the whimper and the thud. I believe that is from Zena and Ethan when they were murdered. He then comes back through, gets out here, gets in his car, and he leaves. So let's follow the yellow line now. Instead of going the easiest and quickest way home, which would be to either come down here, up here and around, or out here and around to get back up to this main highway that he came in on. The red line is him coming in. The yellow is him going out. This is 10 minutes. If he would have taken this route here, it's 10 minutes to get home. He doesn't do that. This is what he does do. And here's what he does. I'm going to come out. He comes all the way down here. Okay. So he is caught. Let's just scroll in here. And then we'll go to the bigger map. 4:20 a.m., high rate of speed. He is caught leaving the area. He comes down here. He is caught again here on somebody else's camera. He is caught. The purple is his car. Now, remember, the green is his cell phone. His cell phone is not on yet. He turns his cell phone off. Okay? He turns his cell phone off on his way in. Let's go back over here to on his way in. At 4:27 a.m., right here, he is down in this area. Okay? And then we've got him coming down through here somewhere because the yellow is on his way back. Right here at 4:27 a.m., he shuts off his phone. Okay? He lives up here. He shuts off his phone here because he was at 4:22. His phone was on here. 2:47. His phone is now off right here. So as he's traveling all the way this way to go to Idaho, Moscow, his phone is off. Okay, so let's go back here. His phone is off, but this is CCTV cameras. So he had to have come down this way and then turned here. There are CCTV cameras that caught him over here. The only way for him to get to this area, as you can see, this is a dead end here. This takes him all the way over here to another dead end. And coming down here, he may have came down here. Oops, dead end. He has to go back and come back up around. But we know he traveled this area because he is caught again right here at Palouse River Drive and Conestoga Drive. He is caught here on CCTV camera. He is caught going this way. Okay. Past this trailer park that I was drawn to a trailer park, but I don't know if this is the one. That's why it's still in red. Okay. So he then turns here and heads down 95. He goes all the way down here. This is way out of the way, you guys. He goes all the way down 95. Look at how far this is. And we know he goes this way because at 4:48 a.m., his phone turns back on right here, just north of Genesee. Okay. He was also caught, I believe, on CCTV camera between Blaine and Genesee in this area, and his cell phone comes back on. So then he travels this way, down here, up around here. So he's going, we do know that he was heading towards Uniontown. So that is down. There's no streets that he can get across here. So he has to come down this way, go through Colton, Johnson, Bubsby. He comes back up through here. Okay. He is caught on CCTV camera heading northbound at 5:25 a.m. Okay. So that's like an hour. So he drove an hour as to not go back this way. This drive took him an hour. 5:25 a.m. He is caught right here on CCTV camera heading back towards his place. He comes up here. Don't forget, we are following the yellow now because the red is his way that he went to go there. Now, so the yellow at 5:27 a.m., he is also caught here. Phone going south on Stadium at 5:27 a.m. and his car is caught here. So the car and him are caught together here at 5:27 a.m. and caught other places once his phone went back on, which was, let me just see. Let me just get the time. I think I got the time here when his phone went back. 4:48. So it took him 28 minutes to get from here to here. And that's when his phone went back on. So he had his phone off from from 2:47 a.m. until 4:48 a.m. So 2 hours and 20 minutes. He had his phone off. The phone goes back on here after the murders. Okay, so we're back up here now. He is caught here at 5:27. His phone pings there and his car is seen here on CCTV. Okay, so we see him. His car is at 5:27 back here. His car travels up this way at 5:27. I would say, well, they're saying 5:27. He was spotted here and here. So that's not very far. So it could have been within the same minute, less than a minute's drive. Because 5:27, he is here also. Now, this is where it gets interesting, you guys. They don't have any more CCTV camera footage or any more phone pings to tell us exactly the route that he took home from this point right here. But he is caught here at 5:27 a.m. on CCTV. Now, this is where he had turned his phone off on the way to Idaho to do the killings. Now, we're back at his place. We know that he went home because on November 13th, which is the morning of, at 9 a.m., his phone is at home. So we believe, say 6 o'clock in the morning, he gets home to these apartments here. This is where he lives. 9 a.m., he gets home. What this dummy did was, now I don't have the mapping of which way he went to go back, but we know that his phone was on at home at 9 a.m. But I'm thinking right at 9 a.m., he comes back down here and heads back. So 3 hours after he gets home, he heads back because look at this. Where is it? Here we go. At 9:12 to 9:21 a.m., he is back here. He is back in the area here. So he went back to the scene of the crime at between 9:12, and that would make sense, At 9 o'clock, his phone was at home. The next time it pinged, I'm sure it pinged in between there. But then they have him back here between 9:12 and 9:21 in the morning. So he came back to the scene of the crime. He probably came back and seen that there was no police, there was no nothing here. Now, where he went from there, we don't know because they don't say. Now, with that being said, don't forget they're still holding on to a lot of evidence. A lot. Okay, so let's see what else I got here. And why he was, before the murders, why he was in this area, I don't know. I haven't really looked around, but I think he may have got lost, took a wrong turn. Instead of coming down through here, he came around and then down this way and took a wrong turn because it's in the same area, but to the east more. He's in the wrong area. He had to go to the west more. So he comes up here, and I'm sure he comes up through here. I don't know if he is that dumb to go back to the area to try and get the knife. I think, okay, tell me what you guys think, but I think he came back up here to see if he had dropped that sheath as he was getting in the car or whatever. That's what I think. He came here looking to see if it was here where he parked, thinking he might have dropped it when he was like getting back into his car to take off. That's what I think. I don't think that he would be brave enough, because now it's daylight, to go back into this house. I think he came back up through here, and wherever he parked, went looking to see if it maybe dropped out of his pocket as he was getting back into his car. That's what I think. He was there 10 minutes. Well, just under 10 minutes. 9 minutes. But he left his phone on. Okay? So I do believe that he did park back up in here to conceal himself. Don't forget, there wasn't any snow or anything like that then, and it was really, really dark. I think he came back up through here nonchalantly, just looking around to see if he had dropped that sheath here. I don't think he would have been stupid enough to try and get back into that crime scene. I think he was looking for it outside where he parked, and I believe it was back here because he pings in this area. Yes, Desi Marie, we just went over that. He was caught by the camera here. Coming in, trying to park here, going out, doing a 3-point turn, driving back in over to this area. So I do believe he wouldn't have blocked this entrance and that, because it would have drawn attention to himself. I believe he did come back up here and park. Then the last time this camera picks him up leaving is after the murders. That's the yellow line. The red line is him before the murders. And he was caught there between 3:29 and the last time he was caught is when he was leaving at a high speed at 4:20. He may very well have cleaned up at home. I don't think he would have stayed there any longer than necessary. He was all in black, as per what Dylan said. So would she see blood all over him? I don't know. Maybe that's why he had that mask on, to cover as much as he could. He was wearing all black. So at night, with very little lighting, would she have been able to see that? You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know the whole story yet, you guys. Running Grey Wolf, I don't think he forgot it. I think it was dropped when he was murdering Kaylee and Madison, because they found it beside Madison on her right side. So I think as he's leaning over or whatever to get that, it came off. We do know that one of them put up a fight, right? So did it come off in that fight and it dropped there and he didn't realize it until he got home? Shit. Let me go back. Let me see if I dropped it getting into my car. That's what he was hoping for. That's what I think. And that's why he came back here. Especially when he sees no cops there or nothing. So there's no way that I would see he would ever try and go back in after the murders, because he would have no reason to be there. He's not a friend or a family member. And it was broad daylight by then. He came back looking for that knife sheath that he lost. No, they're many times, RL Boise, many times they were stabbed. So to me, this is where he tried to pull in and park, figured he couldn't hide himself good enough, pulls back out, does a 3-point turn here, comes back, probably sees this, and that's when he comes up here. He's not going to park here and block any entrances. It's not a very big area here for entrances. He would not park here. There's no parking there. He's not going to want to let himself stand out and be seen as he's in there doing the murder. So that's why I say he parked up here. And that's why I believe he came back the next morning, because his phone pings in this area. He came back looking for that sheath. Okay, I'm not putting anything that, Desi Marie, I'm sorry, I'm removing that. I'm not going to put anything in here that is not verified. Especially stuff like, look at all, we have to learn by what was said and done by the community. It was Jack, it was this Jack, it was that Jack, it was this guy, it was that guy, they did this, they did that. There's been so much put out there that is not true. I'm not putting anything in here that is not factual based, unless I say I think, and that's what my opinion is right now, is that he came back here. You guys can have your own opinion on what you think or why he came back that morning. The only thing I'm saying is that I think he came back to look for that sheath, and I think he parked back here. That's not verified. They haven't said where he parked, but they do have him on camera coming out of here and going that way, so it would make sense. But that is not verified where he exactly parked. That's okay, hon. That's okay, Desi. Shady Bougie says this guy clearly isn't street smart. He obviously thought he was back in the 70s trying to do this and get away with it. I don't think he was even alive in the 70s. He's 28 years old. He wasn't even alive in the 70s, so. Yeah, I don't know, but she's seen bushy eyebrows, she said. No, they have not disclosed the details except for they were stabbed to death. That's it. Now, the father did put out that she fought back. We still don't know if that's true or not, so I'm not going to speak on that. Yeah, you really, Desi Marie says, you really can't see blood on black clothing. No, you can't. So, yes, Cricket says it's interesting to me that all the owners of the CCTV footage kept quiet. Yes, I think they were begged by the police, please don't release that. And thank God they didn't, because Lord knows if this would have got out, this guy would have ran. He was not even scared to come back. Like, that's how bold this guy is. Really cocky, bold. That's another rumor. Gray Wolf. I think that he did this long trip back. The yellow line is his trip home, which took just over an hour, to throw police off. His phone can only be found at his home and here until the next morning when he pings there. Dumbass. But I guess he figured if his phone only pings here and the only other ping they have is here, they can't pin it on him. Well, but this is the route that he's taken, and he is caught on CCTV camera. So, like I said, you guys, they only put in that affidavit enough to get an arrest warrant. There's so much more. Like, everybody was bashing the police and everything else, and you know, they kept it quiet for a reason, and good thing they did. They got him pretty quick. Yeah. Amy, I agree. Yeah, we don't know what his motive was. I do believe that it was Kaylee that was targeted, and the others were collateral damage. I really do. His sight was set on Kaylee and Madison, and I think Ethan and Zena were collateral damage. Interesting enough, too, let me just pull up this arrest affidavit, you guys. And I'm going to put it over here so we can go over this again, too. And I will go back to the maps when we need to. Okay, let me go back here. Okay. Let me go back here, you guys. So now that we see this, let me get to it here. Okay, so on the evening of November 12th, Chapin and Canoodle are seen by, okay. Okay, so Dylan and Bethany both made statements during the interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Room were home by 2 and in their rooms by 4. We know that Zena did a DoorDash delivery at 4. So I'm assuming that they were awake, okay? Because the reason I say that, let me just show you why. Redacted means that there's been information that's been covered up from view of anybody that the court has ordered to be hidden for whatever reason, part of the investigation, whatever. Yeah, he could very well have been the stalker that Kaylee was talking about. Absolutely. Hey, DJO. Hello, Amy. Hello, Diane. Hello, everybody that I haven't had a chance. Okay. And at 4:12, don't forget, 4:20, he was gone. 10 minutes. She was on TikTok at 4:12. 9 minutes later, or 8 minutes later, he was gone. It took him 8 minutes to go up, kill Kaylee and Madison, come back down. And that's why they were probably killed, is because they were awake. One of them, I still believe, came out of that bedroom. And I believe it was Ethan. Could have been Zena because, where did it say that? Which was interesting. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this because, where is it? Let me just find it. Okay. So here it says, Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. Smith and I then walked upstairs to the second floor. Smith directed me. This is where I'm really confused here. I'm not confused, but I haven't pieced it yet. I have pieced a couple things that make me think that Ethan came out. Okay? I'm gonna let you know why. Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which is Xana's bedroom, which I later learned through Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Xana Kernodle's room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. He mentions that for a reason. As I approached the room, so the door was open, I could see a body later identified as Xana's laying on the floor. Okay? So the door is open. Xana is found laying on the floor in front of that door. Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan. Ethan was also deceased with wounds that later determined by a county medical examiner. Okay. So, was it Xana that came out to see what all the commotion was? Because this tells us here, just before this room was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, so he's not at the room yet. As he's approaching, I could see a body later identified as Xana's. So that door was open. One of them came out to see what the commotion was and ran back in that room when they seen this dude. I believe they were chased back in that room, one of them. And by the looks of this here, I think it was Ethan. And I'm going to tell you why. I think Ethan got up to go and see what, there's two scenarios how this could have happened. Either Ethan got up, came out, left the door open, came out to go and see what it was, seen this dude, and ran back into the bedroom, jumped in that bed against that wall, trying to get away from this guy. I believe then, if this is the scenario that happened, then Ethan was stabbed. As Ethan was being stabbed, Xana could have got up and tried to get out of the room. That's why she was found on that floor. I think she was running for her life, and she got stabbed and died right there on the floor, just inside the bedroom door. Because they're saying, as I approached the room, I could see a body as I approached. So he hadn't got in the room yet. So that door was open. He's seen her laying on the floor in the bedroom, or just around that door area. Okay. So if Ethan came out, tried to run back in, which, alerted Xana, I believe that they were still awake, sitting on the bed, talking, whatever they were doing, eating, because they just got their food at 4. It'd take them some time to eat. I believe they were sitting on that bed eating. I believe that one of them, and I believe both of them, heard what was going on. One of them came out, if it was Ethan, to go see what was going on. The guy's seen him because he's coming down now after murdering Madison and Kaylee. He's coming down, and I think he's seen Ethan or Xana. I believe it was Ethan. Could have been Xana. The killer sees him. He tries to run back in the bedroom, jumps on that bed to get away from this guy. Bryan's chasing him in the room, starts stabbing Ethan, taking out the biggest one first. Xana tries to leave, and she's found at that door. Or if it was Xana that came out, left the door open, came out to see what all the ruckus was, he chased her. I can't see him being able to get her and stab her to death at the door, unless he stabs her once just to stop her and then goes for Ethan. And then, because don't forget, we hear a male voice. Dylan says she hears somebody saying, "Don't worry, I'm going to take care of you." So she could have been severely injured. So she came out to see what was going on. She tries to get back in. He stabs her there. She's moaning and groaning. He runs in, gets Ethan, and says to Zaina, as she's moaning, groaning, whatever, "Don't worry, I'm going to take care of you." Finishes off Ethan and then comes back and finishes her off. And then as he's coming out, that's when Dylan sees him coming from that area. Yeah. Now, could that have been Kaylee or Zaina that she heard there's someone here? Did they hear somebody come in and then start hearing the thumping and everything else? So one of them came out to see what was going on, just like I said in my reads. Go back to 3 weeks ago when I did that read and went over what I thought happened. One of them came out of that bedroom. That bedroom door was open. For the cop to say, "As I approached the room, I could see a body." And that was Kernoodle. So it's very possible they're sitting in the bed eating. Don't forget, they just got their food at 4, and he's gone by 4:20. They're sitting on that bed eating their food. She's talking at 4:12. One of them comes out. The more I'm thinking about it now, I'm thinking that it's Zaina coming out to see what the hell's going on, because she lives there, right? Ethan's still over here on the bed. So if you got the room here, you know what I mean? He's still on the bed. She comes out of the bed, comes out the door, down the hallway to see the killer sees her. She tries to get back in that bedroom and can't. She's killed right at that doorway, or at least immobilized right there at that doorway with either a couple stabs or whatever, probably moaning and groaning. That's probably the thud and everything that could be heard. He immediately gets Ethan, makes sure he's taken care of, comes back and finishes off Zaina, and then leaves. And that's when Dylan sees him. That makes sense to me. I could be totally wrong, but it makes sense. For him to be able to see Zaina laying on the floor, she had to have been at that door. The door was open. What do you guys think? Absolutely, Shivani. But that would make the most sense. That he went upstairs, got Kaylee and Madison first, and that's why Zaina came out of that bedroom. Because we know that Kaylee and Madison were killed first because of Dylan saying that she seen Bryan walking towards her. She doesn't say she sees him coming down the stairs from upstairs. She says he's walking towards her. Okay. Let me see. Hang on a second, you guys. Let me see something here. I'm going to try and show you something here. It will probably be easier to explain just showing you. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully I can get this up. Okay. Sorry for the coffee, guys. I got one hell of a cold again. So, okay, let me share this. Oops, hang on a sec. I gotta bring it up first. Hang on. Okay. I want to try and show you guys what I mean. Why is that still? That should not be there. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. It's not sharing. Hang on. Okay, let me bring this up. Okay, there we go. I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see. Oops. Just waiting for this to get pulled up here. Why is it not showing? There we go. I'm just seeing it over here on Studio, what you guys are looking at. Okay. Oops, it's back off again. Hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, when I see it come up on my screen, I'm going to start. Okay, it's just coming up. Sorry, you guys, it takes a bit to get this up. Okay, here we go. We got it up now. Okay, so now that we got this up, it wouldn't come up on my other screen, so sorry you guys for taking a minute. So what I'm figuring, okay, he comes in through this sliding glass door. Okay, he comes in here. Here's the kitchen. This is the second floor, okay? Here's the vacant bedroom. That's where Dylan was. This is Ethan and Zena over here. So he comes in. I believe he goes up the stairs right away. He kills Maddie and Kaylee at about that time, okay? They got their food. They're eating their food. They're tick-tocking. Dylan is saying she's hearing noises up here. She thinks it's Kaylee playing with her dog, okay? So she hears stuff. She's opened the door. She doesn't see nothing. She closes the door. She opens the door. She doesn't see nothing. She closes the door. The third time she opens the door, okay? So she's hearing noises. She's opening and closing that door twice. She doesn't see nothing. After she closes the door the second time, that's when I believe the killer comes downstairs. He goes through here. He comes over here. And I believe at that time, either Ethan or Zena heard commotion, or maybe even were coming out of the bedroom to get plates, or I don't know. But I believe that they came out of this bedroom. And I believe as the killer was coming down the stairs, seen one of them in this area coming here, he takes off after them. Okay, the bedroom door is left open. Zena is found right here. Ethan is found over here. So I do believe, I don't think Ethan would run past her and hide. So I do believe maybe it's Zena that came out to see what was going on, or come out to get cutlery or Kleenex, or what do you call them? Paper towels, anything. Sees him, he sees her, he chases her back in here. He stabs her. He catches up to her, stabs her. She falls here. He goes, he gets Ethan, takes Ethan out, comes back, finishes her off. He's coming back this way. She's got this bedroom door open. The door doesn't open this way. The door opens this way. So she sees him coming. She freezes. He comes through here and out the door. She sees him going out the door. So the door is open over here, not here. So this door would open the opposite way. If he would have killed them and then went upstairs, she would have seen him go upstairs. She's seen him come through and go through here. She has a clear view. She sees him run through here and out the door. Okay? So that's why I'm saying Kaylee and Madison were killed first, and I believe Kaylee was the target. So as he's coming down, he sees one of them out here, and he goes that way to get them. Probably caught up to Zaina, stabbed her a couple times, probably not fatal yet, but enough that she fell, and she was probably screaming in pain or whatever, heard the thud. That's where the camera picked it up. The house that picked up that sound was just out over here. He comes right in and gets Ethan right away to take him out before Ethan can do anything to him, right? Before he even realizes probably what's happening. Comes back, finishes it, because Dylan hears somebody say, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." So I think that he had not mortally wounded her yet. And that's what he was saying as he was killing Ethan, is "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." Because probably she was there moaning and groaning in pain. Comes back, finishes her off, comes back through here. That's where Dylan sees him again. She sees Bryan again, and he takes off this way. Yeah, I wonder too if he possibly, because now he wants to get the hell out of there. So did he just come really quick as he can, get the hell out of here? And didn't even see her standing here in the doorway? But she would have clearly seen him come up these stairs. These stairs start, it doesn't do it justice here, because the bottom of these stairs are right here, about maybe 2 inches, 3 inches in from her door frame, right here. Is the stairs. She would have seen him go up the stairs. She's seen him go out this way. And she would have had a clear view of him going out. And this is what I'm trying to say. So I do believe maybe it was Zaina that came out to either, maybe they didn't hear anything. Maybe she just came out to get, like, they'd ordered food, to get plates, napkins, something to drink, anything. There could have been any reason, or they could have heard what was going on, something out of the ordinary. And that's when he was coming down the stairs and seen either Ethan or Zaina right here, or even possibly right here, and chased, caught up with her, started trying to stab her, and she fell here. He goes into the bedroom and does away with Ethan. She's probably moaning and groaning, not fatally wounded yet. And I think that's when he said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." And it's not in a nice way. He meant, you ain't going to be feeling this much longer. No, she didn't see him go up the stairs. She's seen him out the door. So that tells us that Maddie and Kaylee were killed first. And I believe he came in and right up these stairs. He knew where he was going. And I feel like out the back here, this is where that parking area is up here. I think he had watched them many times, because this upstairs on the 3rd floor above the kitchen is Kaylee's room. The bathroom is, so the living room, the bathroom upstairs would have been would probably cover this part here of the bottom of this bedroom here on the 2nd floor. The bathroom on the 3rd floor would have covered at least this much of it. So right above where the murders were happening was right above Dylan. Elizabeth, I can only guess at this point, either 1, he knew her and didn't want to harm her, or 2, he didn't see her, or number 3, possibly that was it. He just had to get out of there. He didn't know if she had called 911 already, anything. He had to get the hell out of there. I would think if he's seen her, the reason he didn't kill her is because he didn't know if she was on the phone to 911. And he just wanted to get out of there before police got there. That's what I would lean more towards. Now, which leads us to the fact is, why didn't Dylan call 911? Now, we thought that both of the surviving roommates were on the bottom floor. One would be under Ethan and Zaina's room, which we know now was empty. The other surviving roommate was under the living room. Wouldn't have heard next to nothing. Now, did Dylan drink that night? Was she out partying with this other roommate? They came home. Did they party a little bit in the living room? Maybe she forgot her phone out there. Pass, I'm drunk. I'm going to bed. I've done it. Okay. In my drinking days, that's it. I'm done. And leave my phone wherever it is, because that's you just want to either go to the bathroom and puke if you're a puker, or you just want to hit the bed. That's it. Depending on how drunk, she could have left her phone. Say they were in the kitchen eating. Could have left her phone there. She could have left her phone in the living room if they were here. The dog was in Kaylee's bedroom, which is above the kitchen. I would assume, from what we've heard regarding the dog was pretty docile. That dog probably would have hid. The dog is used to the parties, used to people coming and going, all kinds of new people coming and going. I don't think the dog would have done anything. I think the dog was, with the door closed, I believe, in Kaylee's room. And that's probably why, the reason why she probably put him in there is so he wasn't roaming the whole house during the night. So if anything, like if he was going to poop or pee or anything, it would be in her room. That's just, as a dog owner, if I'm, sharing a house or I'm in a house with other people, that's what I would do. Keep him in my own room. So if he did get into anything, and it's easy for her because I'm sure at times she's just let him out on the balcony to do his stuff, right? But I do believe out in the back here, this is where the parking area is back here. And this is all trees and everything. And then a hill coming down to their backyard. Because her balcony is right above this one. I believe he watched from up there. And the times, now I don't have those times yet, you guys, but apparently there are other pings of him being in that area late at night. So I do believe that he was watching them from this back parking lot up here, stalking. I've also heard that his phone has pinged in the same area as Kaylee's. Like when she was out and about and in town and stuff like that, that his phone pinged around the same place that her phone was pinging. I've also heard that he did teach at some point. I don't remember when they said it was, but that there was a class or lecture or something that he did give at the University of Idaho. And that's probably where he could have banged into her, met her. We don't know. That's all still being withheld. But I do know that there's other phone pings where they've got him almost in a stalking behavior late at night around this house. And that his pings quite a few times matched up with Kaylee's pings. Those have not been brought out yet by law enforcement or anything. So to say that that is 100% verified, I'm not going to say that right now, but it's from a source that I very much believe. Now, I will bring up, somebody brought up earlier about Ethan's wounds. Now, I have also heard that from somebody who I trust, but I'm going to tell you it's not verified. But it is somebody I trust, has told me that apparently Ethan had really severe wounds. His legs were cut up. And I believe that's so he couldn't come back after him while he was going to get Zaina, to finish off Zaina. He made sure that he was, no way, ain't happening. Now, that is not verified information yet, but I do trust the person that came from. And there's other things that this person has also told me that was brought out in the affidavit. So I'm not going to mention who it is because I keep my word when I say, if you tell me stuff confidentially, I keep it confidential. And I don't care who likes that or not. That is my word. And that's what you come in with this in the world with, is your word. It's up to you what you do with that, if you ruin it or not. So I'm not about to ruin when I give my word. So that's exactly what I think happened. I think he came in upstairs right away. Dylan was hearing things up there, but each time she looked out, she didn't see anything. The first couple times anyway, he came down. I believe one of them, either Zaina, and I believe it was Zaina now, came out to either because she heard something or came out to get like a drink for them, or because don't forget, they had just ordered food at 4. She was on TikTok at 4:12. So I do believe they were still very much awake. I don't believe they were sleeping, but I do believe they were sitting on the bed here eating. I believe the bed was over here, that they were sitting there eating. And that's why there was so much blood that came out down this wall, because that's where I believe he got Ethan. Zaina was found right here. The door was obviously still open because the police said as they approached, he seen a door here, which is the bathroom, and he could see a body laying here. So she got back as far as here. I think that she was really wounded bad, but I don't think she was deceased yet and moaning and groaning. He immediately came in and got Ethan and then finished off Zaina here. And then as he's coming back out through here, this is where Dylan sees him, and she sees him come like this and out the door. So that's what I believe happened. Nina, somebody said that was a recall. I've never heard, and I'm in Canada, but I've never heard a recall to have the underneath coated. Here, if you want that done, you do that at your own expense. That doesn't come with your vehicle. That undercoating is a preventative rust measure. I've never heard that being mandatory, so I don't know how that is a recall. I know that there was other recalls on that vehicle, but I don't believe undercoating to prevent rust from the salt and everything on the ground in the winter. I don't believe that is mandatory. So to me, I believe before they do, because I get my car done, I didn't get it done this year, but anyway, when I got my car done, they power wash all the underneath of your car and let it dry before they put the undercoating on. And that's to prevent rusting. And I've never seen that be listed as a recall. So that wouldn't be a recall here in Canada. In the US, maybe it is. I don't know. Yes, but don't forget, I believe it was Zaina that came out. And as he was coming down the stairs, he probably seen her. Maybe she was even over here. And he seen her. She started running. He could have, reached out, got her in a shoulder, got her in the butt, got her somewhere enough to make her fall. She wasn't deceased because she was picked up a thud. That was probably her hitting the floor. And her moaning and whatnot. So it couldn't have been fatal yet, but enough to make her drop. Got Ethan, made sure that he couldn't come out, and then came back. And that's why I think Dylan heard a male voice say, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you out," or something like that. And that's probably putting you out of your misery because she was in probably so much pain. So he probably got her a couple times, but not lethal at that point. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, Miss Elizabeth, because Zaina was found here in the doorway. The door was open. Zaina was found here, and Ethan was found in the bed. So that doesn't make sense. I can't see Ethan coming out and then running and hiding over here with Zaina over here. He would want to protect her, right? I just think it makes more sense because Ethan was a guest of Zaina and they just ordered food. They could have needed paper towels, plates, whatever. I think it was her that came out, or a drink. I think it's her that came out here and was seen by the killer. Okay, so there it is there. So the quote from the affidavit of what Dylan said that she heard being said from Zaina's room, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Immediately before that was said, Dylan thought she heard crying. So that would make sense that he didn't lethally injure her. She was laying here probably crying, moaning. Got Ethan, made sure Ethan was not a threat to him anymore, came back and finished her off. I hate saying it that way, but that's what I think. Because as he's killing Ethan, she's probably crying, moaning, groaning, whatever, and he says, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." In other words, help you out of your misery, out of pain. Yeah, we got to pay our own undercoating in that here too. It's not mandatory. So if you want your car undercoated, you got to do it yourself. So I don't see that being a recall. Yeah, and the constant people in and out, that's probably why, and then somebody was saying, well, maybe Dylan just thought that they got in a fight, an argument, Ethan and Zaina. But you see a masked man leaving this way. After hearing crying in that over here, did she think maybe that was Ethan leaving? But Ethan would have went out the front. Maybe she wasn't thinking. Maybe she thought they had a fight and it was Ethan leaving. But she says she's seen bushy eyebrows. I don't know if Ethan has bushy eyebrows. Anybody know? No, it doesn't say in the affidavit that she heard Ethan say it. She said she heard a male voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Nobody said that Ethan said that. I said Bryan was probably saying that to Zaina as Zaina laid here injured and probably immobilized. Bryan, as he is killing Ethan, probably looked over to her and said, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." In other words, put her out of her misery. I'm going to remove that cricket because it's not in the affidavit. I don't want what other people are saying and whatever. If it's not in the affidavit, I'm not going to put it here. Yeah. And they did say that she said she didn't recognize the guy. So I don't know why, when she's seen the guy coming this way, why she wouldn't, especially after hearing stuff up here and then hearing crying, and then you see a guy leave all dressed in black with face covered, with a black COVID mask or whatever, because they said just the nose and mouth were covered. She could see his eyes and bushy eyebrows. I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't have called police right then and there. Unless she thought it was a friend of theirs and they got in an argument, so this guy was leaving. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Like, I don't think she really, and if she, now, put her in an intoxicated state. If she was intoxicated, she wouldn't be able to put two and two and all this together, like as a sober person would. I've always said that. Don't come at sober me like I'm still drinking. Like, drunk me and sober me are two different people. So I do believe that she could have very well thought that Zaina and Ethan had somebody over. They got in an argument. Zaina was crying and this guy was leaving. But why would he leave through this door instead of the front door? You know, but then again, you can chalk it up to if she was drinking, you're not thinking clearly. Okay. Marmez Demel. No, you and everyone else who has never faced trauma, danger, life, or death has no clue. Oh, yes. In my almost 60 years, you would not believe I've seen somebody shot. I've seen my mother almost beat to death. I'm not even going to go into it. You have no clue what I have seen. So this is, you know, I am not harming any survivor whatsoever. Shame on you all. Goodbye. Like, who the hell are you? I have been the most respectful. Go watch all the drama channels. Get the hell out of here. How dare you? What a dick. Yes, thank you, Teeny. Like, wrong channel to bring that to. Like, I've been the most respectful. You go and see some of these drama channels and whatever. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. And I've never blamed anybody and I've never allowed it in my chat. So get the hell out of here. Yeah, I don't think she knew. I think she was chalking it up just to, oh, they got other people over, stuff like that. Maybe Ethan and Zaina had a friend over, they got in a fight, and this guy was leaving. Parties happened all the time here. It was always loud. And like I said, you can't expect, if she was drinking, you can't expect her to react as a sober person would, right? So your thought process and everything that you would do normally when you were sober is totally different than what you do if you've been drinking. So we don't know. And at this point, I really don't think she knew. So that's my question is, why didn't she call the police? I think that she thought that that's exactly what happened, that Zaina and Ethan had a friend over. They got in a fight. Zaina was upset and crying, and Ethan probably told this guy to leave. That's what she probably thought, her thought process. And I'm going to make it clear, I do not allow any victim shaming. Do I question why she didn't? Absolutely. And I'm trying to give reasons why she may not have called the police. And another one is, if she did think something was up badly, did she think this guy was going to harm her? Was she scared? I don't think so. Because could her phone have been out in the living room? Could her phone have been in the kitchen? She's scared to come out. I didn't get to finish my process of that. I'm not leaning towards that because she wouldn't have waited all them hours. I really believe she did. She thought that there was just a fight, an argument, whatever, party, Okay, well, get the hell out of here. You're being an asshole. Leave. Get out of our house. And this guy just came out and out through the kitchen. And she thought nothing more of it. That's what I think. Yeah. She locked her door because this creepy guy was coming. Like, is this guy going to come back in? Is he going to go in and try and bother her? I think at this point, she thought that there was just a big fight and argument amongst friends. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait until the trial, but there's a bunch of different things that I have brought up to explain why she didn't call. Right. Like the screaming, like if somebody would have been screaming at the top of their lungs, like, ah, like, okay, something's wrong. But she said that she heard crying, which she could have believed was an argument amongst friends. And then this guy, like Ethan saying, get the hell out of here. Pissing off my girlfriend, get the hell out of here. So the guy's leaving. Don't know. And we won't know until trial. Okay, the police were called, I believe it was around noon. So this was all happening at 4 a.m., between 4 and 4:30 a.m. She probably locked her door. She went back to sleep. Probably got up. Whenever they got up, that's when they seen everything that had happened and called police. I believe it was between 11:30 and noon when they got up, and that's when things were found. It was one of the surviving roommates' phone that was used to call police inside of the residence. Yeah, I was concerned and wondering the same thing. So I really had to take some time and really think about what could have been happening, right? We don't know, so all we can do is think of scenarios that could have happened. And I believe the one that makes the most sense is Dylan probably thought, okay, they're up here. The girls are up here. I heard her playing with the dog, thumping around. Okay, they're asleep now. Now I hear some crying and this stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, she opens her door again and checks, still doesn't see anybody in this area. So closes her door again. Then she hears crying and she hears a guy say, it's okay, I'll take care of you. She opens her door again, and that's when she sees this guy coming out. Oh, hell no. I'm closing my door. I'm locking it. I'm going to sleep. I need sleep. She was probably intoxicated also. So she probably did not think nothing of it. Like I said, this house is full of people all the time. People coming over to visit and parties, and I'm sure there's been arguments and stuff like that in the past. I believe she probably just chalked it up to that. Okay, Henry Luke, stop it. Spirit Moon, can you watch? If people are going to make comments like that, just remove them. I'm not going to have any victim shaming. Yes, but I don't think she knew. Like, I think that she thought that Zaina and Ethan had friends over. There was an argument that happened, and this guy was asked to leave, and he was leaving. That's what I think. That's what I'm feeling. Or if she was scared of this guy, probably closed and locked her door. Maybe her phone wasn't in her room. She could have left it in the kitchen or living room and closed and locked her door, laid there waiting for maybe things to calm down or whatever, and fell asleep. If she was intoxicated, she could have fell right back asleep. So we don't know. Again, Ginger, the true crime queen. We don't know. So that's not been verified. So I'm not going to leave it there. Rona mask isn't a full face mask. No, he was wearing like one of the COVID masks that just covered the nose and mouth. Miss Elizabeth. Absolutely. I agree. That's what it could have been. So she just said, hell no. You know, she didn't know if there was anybody else out there or somebody else going to get thrown out. Are they going to try and come in my room? Screw it. I'm just going to close and lock my door. I'm going back to sleep. I'm not getting involved in that drama out there. She could have thought that it was just friends having arguments. So, Elizabeth, thank you for that. Me either, Amy. Like, she's going to be traumatized now for the rest of her life. Exactly. Her phone could have been, but I honestly, Amy, don't think that she thought that it was anything more than the roommates arguing or fighting with their guests and telling them to leave. And she closed and locked her door so she wasn't brought into the drama or nobody came in her room. Yeah, I see people wearing COVID masks still here, even here. Yeah, so exactly, Dojo. So after she sees this guy leave, she doesn't hear anything else. Probably thought, okay, they had an argument, they had a fight, argument, whatever. He was told to leave, he left, and now it's quiet. I'm going to sleep. Close and lock my door. I'm going to sleep. Just in case this guy comes back to fight and argue with them more. Who knows? We don't know. But I'm not going to allow people either to come in. I removed a comment. Oh, and she didn't call 911. Oh, wow. No, we don't know the circumstances. So let's not do that with her. She's going to have enough to deal with the rest of her life knowing what happened in that home that night. She doesn't need that. Jeannie says, I trust your feelings, Will, but I come back to if she got a description of the dude, wouldn't there be blood or see the knife? He left the cover upstairs. Yes, we know. We've already talked about that, Tina. He was wearing all black. You would not see blood on all black. You wouldn't. Lord knows, like, there's a window here, kitchen windows. We don't know how much light was here. All we know is that she's seen his bushy eyebrows. So was there enough light that she could see? The rest of him was covered in black from head to toe. He had all black clothing on, probably had black gloves on, probably hid the knife in either his pocket or so. I don't know. And I'm sure she wasn't looking to see what was in his hands. She was looking at the face, like, who the hell is this? You know, like, who are you? Okay, Henry Luke, that's it. That's the second time you've done that. So now you're being hidden. I've asked you not to victim shame. So now you're being hidden. Sorry. Like your one comment here, he walked right past her. That's fine. But when you keep shoving it, like, why didn't she call cops? No way. Stuff like that. No, you're not. No. So now you can't chat. That's victim shaming, and I'm not going to have it. Cricket says, based on history, we know law enforcement isn't giving away much. They probably know more about the situation. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Like I've said all along, they only have to put enough in that affidavit to get an arrest. Oh, God. Sorry, wrong comment. Desi Marie says she could have been loaded and was like, whatever, and went back to sleep. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like, okay, they're getting rid of this guy. Whoever made Zaina cry, they told him to get the hell out of here. So this guy's leaving. She got to look at him. And she just froze, like, oh, you know, probably thinking, okay, that's what the arguing and that was about, was this guy. So he's leaving. Screw that. I'm locking my door and I'm going to bed. No more dealing with this shit. That's probably exactly what she thought. Yeah, and even if she had have known and called police right away, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. But I don't think for 1 minute, if she knew what had happened in that house, that she would not have called police. I don't think that for 1 minute. I think if she would have known what just happened, she would have been on the phone to the cops. Believe me. Well, I went over it and over it and over it and over it and over it. And like I said, I was up till 2 a.m. this morning, you guys, going over this and over it and over it to make it make sense. And this is the only way that I can see it makes sense. I think he came in right away, up the stairs. The noises that she was hearing, because they were in the bedroom above, half of Madison's bedroom would have been above this vacant, where Dylan was, sorry. The bathroom would have been in this area here above the bathroom, above Dylan's bedroom that she was in. The bathroom is here, and this is Maddie's bedroom on this part, because this is the back of the house. So, and she chalked it up to Kaylee playing with the dog. So she had no idea. She didn't hear screams or anything from coming upstairs. She thought what she thought she heard, Kaylee playing with the dog. So she just, okay, nobody out here. She looked out a couple times, didn't see nobody, closed the door. You know, Buddy came down, and I think one of them came out of the bedroom and was caught, probably seen right about here. This guy chased after him, got Zaina right here, took care of Ethan. As he's taking care of Ethan, he says, don't you worry, I'll take care of you. That's what Dylan heard this male say as he is killing Ethan. She hears a male voice, and it's not Ethan's voice, a male voice saying, don't worry, I'll help you out, or I'll take care of you, or something, because I don't think he fatally stabbed Zaina yet. I think she was badly injured, and that's where they probably heard the thud, her hitting the floor, and, you know, whatever. So that's what happened there. He probably finished her off and then came here. This is where Dylan probably seen him, closed her door while she froze. And as she seen him go this way, she closed and locked her door, thinking, okay, the fighting's over. Let's see, I'm going to sleep. And that's what I think happened. It's the only thing that makes sense. Right. I have no doubt about that, Elizabeth. If she knew what had just happened, she definitely would have called 911. Yes, that could very well be two Sea Breezes. And hello and welcome. Yeah, like that probably was the furthest thing. Thank you, Boo Bear, for your comment. Probably the furthest thing from Dylan's mind. She probably thought, oh God, no, other the friends over, they're having an argument. She didn't hear nothing more from upstairs. Okay, they're sleeping now. Now it's just this going on over here. They're probably fighting with a friend. They've told them to leave, and that's what she probably thought she saw. So yes, thank you for that, Boo Bear. That hasn't really. We know that they were stabbed to death. There is phone pings showing that he was in the area here late at night, several times, quite a few actually. And there were also phone pings of his phone pinging near Kaylee's a few times. So yeah, I believe that he was stalking. Oh, Brittany, thank you for your $4.99 super sticker. She says, thank you, Willow, for all you do. I haven't caught you live in a while. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you got to catch us. Yeah, either way, you know, people are going to complain. People complain and said the police weren't doing what they were doing. The police knew. And I said that 3 weeks ago. I have no doubt that they have their suspect. And it was, that read was like so spot on. It was unreal. That was about 3 weeks ago, you guys, if you want to check it out. It's going to be under the live tab on my YouTube, not the video tab. It'll be under the live tab if you want to go and check it out. Diane, didn't the affidavit say the dog was found in the room on the 3rd floor with the girls? No, they said the dog was found in what was Kaylee's room on the 3rd floor. Well, Seabreeze, I don't know how they could have left that out because that's an eyewitness to him being in the house, fitting his description. But I think there's a hell of a lot more there. I can guarantee you there's a hell of a lot more there that they haven't released yet. The dog was in the room, Kaylee's room, which is above the kitchen. And the door was closed. The dog was kept in that room. I explained that earlier, that I think that the dog was put in that room so it wasn't running all over the house, causing a mess, maybe pooping and peeing all over. You know, you got to respect your other roommates. So she would have put him in there for the night. And she was over here on the 3rd floor. So Kaylee's room is above the kitchen on the 3rd floor. Maddie's room is above half of this room where Dylan was in on the 3rd floor. Yeah, a witness statement in the affidavit gives more room for probable cause to arrest. And they didn't, yes, Ginger, the true crime queen, thank you for that. Absolutely. Yeah, Dylan freezing may have saved her life, yes. And I think after doing this, I think he just wanted to get the hell out of there now. And even if he did see Dylan, I think he would have thought, oh my God, she's already called the cops, and he doesn't have time to kill her. He has time to get out, get in his car, and get the hell out of there before police show up. So even if he did see her, I don't think he knew he didn't have time to kill her because he doesn't know if she's called police or not. Yeah, it does. It makes sense, her thinking that it was Kaylee playing with the dog, right? And then it was all quiet up there. Until the commotion over here. And I believe it's because I think it was Zaina that came out. At first, I thought it was Ethan, but now I'm thinking because Zaina was found here in the doorway, I believe that Zaina came out maybe to get them a drink. Don't forget, they just got DoorDash. They had ordered, and DoorDash showed up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they were probably sitting in here. The bed was over here. So they're probably sitting in here eating their food, wanting either a napkin or a drink or plates. I think Zaina came out. She's the one that lived there. Ethan was a guest. So she probably came this way to go into the kitchen to get either drinks or plates or maybe paper towels, something is my guess. I'm only guessing. And maybe as the killer was coming down from the 3rd floor, seen her, seen that she seen him, chased her, got her about here. She wasn't dead yet here, and took out Ethan so he couldn't come back at him. And then he couldn't leave them alive because he's seen them. And by the time that happened, if he's running out now here and Dylan sees him here, he's now seeing her. Is she on the phone with police? How much has she heard? How much has she seen? He just wants to get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? There's so many things that could have happened. Brittany, thank you again, my dear, for that super sticker. It's very much appreciated. But yeah, so it's making a lot more sense to me now. Like I said, I did this until 2 o'clock in the morning, you guys. So now, after having some sleep and thinking, I do believe it was Zaina that came out. Probably to go into the kitchen to get something because they just got their DoorDash at 4 a.m. So yes, I think that saved her life. But I also think he didn't have time because he didn't know if she called 911 or not. Yep. It says the first read was really good too. Yeah, that was 2 days after the murders. I did the very first read with the Ancestor deck. She says the Ancestor was one. Your reads definitely gave me things to think about what you do, although I'm skeptical at best, unbelieving at the worst. Well, if you look at the one from 3 weeks ago, it basically all his characteristics came out in that read. Oh, well, I'm glad you are. Go and watch that one cricket that I did 3 weeks ago. Stuffy thinks, I just don't think he even saw her. Hard to tell. You could be right there too, Stuffy. That's a very real possibility too, that he didn't even see her. He's in such a rush now to get the hell out of there. Before maybe other roommates come from downstairs or somebody comes in. That could very well be. I don't know if it was 2 months. I wasn't given a time frame, but I was told that there are other pings where he was pinged around here, and they believe he was watching them through the back here. And he also pinged his phone, and Kaylee's phone pinged a lot in the same areas. But his pings, and there were quite a few that pinged prior to the murders, were all late at night too. So that could very well be too, Ginger, the true crime queen. Yeah, like he was like booking it, like, okay, I got to get the hell out of here before somebody else pops up or pops out. Oh, thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Erica too says, thank you, Erica, for your comment. I think BK didn't see Dylan. Yep. Could very well be. Right? Having the visual of it and that is a lot easier, especially after going through, like I said, my eyes were going cross-eyed. I'm telling you, by the end of the night, I was so tired trying to make this make sense. And that's the best that I could get. Last night, when I went to bed, it was around 2. I had Ethan coming out, but now seeing it and after having some sleep, I think it was Zaina that came out. And he probably seen her. She's probably coming out. I'll go get plates. I'll go get us something to drink. Who the hell are you? He sees her, chases her, he catches up with her, maybe got a stab in here and here. She fell, not lethal stabs. Got Ethan, knowing that she was talking to somebody here. You know what I mean? As he's killing Ethan, he's looking over at her saying, "You don't worry, I'll take care of you." Yeah, because he's got to finish her off because she's seen him. And then out he goes. He just wants to hightail it out of there before anybody else pops up, right? And Dylan, seeing him coming this way, probably thought, okay, there's the guy they were arguing with. They've told him to leave. He's out of here. I'm locking my door just in case he comes back in. You know, not even knowing what just happened, that it was a lot more than what she could ever have dreamed. I think the footprint is going to be coming by here. Like it looks like it's a big space here. It's not. There's going to be a footprint, probably of blood, because if he got Zaina, caught up to her here or here, and got at least 1 or 2 stabs in to make her fall here, because the cop said as he's coming down this hallway, he sees somebody laying on the floor here in front of the doorway. So he probably got her. So she's bleeding here and here. He's got to now get back out over here through the blood. So that's where the shoe print was probably right here and then coming this way. Oh, there would have been footprints outside her door. I don't think he came back because she said she's seen him go out the door. He's not coming back in there. He's hightailing it out of there because he left. Don't forget, he did this all in 10 minutes. Because at 4:12, she was on TikTok. At 4:20, he is seen leaving. I am saying out through the back, down here and in front of the house at a high rate of speed at 4:20. He had 8 minutes to kill 4 people. I don't think he was coming back in there because he heard a door. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Cricket. I know. Their lives were just beginning. Yeah, crazy quick. If she only came out to use the restroom, she wouldn't have seen him because there's a wall here. She would have just come out here and in here. There's a wall here and then another wall out here. And this area isn't really that wide. She wouldn't have seen him. She had to have been coming into the kitchen for something. And that's in response to red fingernails. Okay, so let's take this off the screen and let me bring back up this map just one more time. Okay, so again, you guys, the red line is him going to Idaho to commit the murders. The yellow is the way he returned home after the murders. Before the murders, he turned off his phone over here in Pullum. His phone did not turn back on until 4:48 a.m. down here. This is between Genesee and what was the other place? It's up here. Genesee and Blaine. His phone was turned on at 4:48 a.m. here. His phone showed him going towards Uniontown. So he would have had to come all the way down here. And don't forget, he's not from this area. So, whereas he could have came right across here. You know what I mean? But he probably didn't know that that road came through here. So he came all the way down, stayed on the 95 to the 195, what brought him up through Chambers and everything, Bubsby, brought him back home. He gets back home. We know he's back home at around 6 a.m. because his car is tracked. We did go through them all here, the timeline of when his car was pinged. 5:25 a.m. he's here. So an hour after the murders, he's here, almost home. At 5:25, at 5:27, he is up here. This is up near his residence. He's back at his residence. His phone is shown at his residence till 9 a.m. His phone is not shut off this time when he leaves. He goes back this way. His phone is next picked up. Oh yeah, he's over in this area too before the murders. So I think he got lost somewhere because the red is before the murders. He was over here too before making his way over here. And this was at 3:28 a.m. He is over here. So he probably came this way and up and around here. He was avoiding something over here for some reason up in this area. And I don't know what. Probably thinking there's a lot of cameras and everything up around in this area. Because when he comes to murder them, he comes all the way this way, down here, around here, up through here, and over here. So he's avoiding all these cameras where he knows he would have been spotted. And then he leaves out the back way too, as to not go anywhere in this area. And then the next morning, and I believe he came back looking for the knife sheath that he dropped. And I think he came back in here because between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. in the morning, he's back in this area. Okay. I think he came back looking in here. It's now light out. It's 9:12, 9:21 in the morning. He was there. So 8 minutes he was here. And I think he was looking for that knife sheath thinking, okay, I dropped it, getting back into the car. So he is back. He comes back to the area and he sees the police and there's nothing going on. Police aren't there, nothing. And he takes off again from there. So that's how they've tracked him, you guys. By the phone pings, by CCTV. This is the road he took. The dumbass, he could have went down this way and then up. But not being from this area, he probably didn't want to take the chance of getting lost here. And then he takes off. December 13th, he is caught here. He is caught just outside Loma, Colorado. The next time he's caught is in Indiana, where he is stopped twice. Okay, so we know about that. I do have the area. It was right here along this highway somewhere, Highway 70. He was stopped. The next time that they mentioned, they probably got tons in between, but this is what they have given us. His parents live here. December 16th at 2:26 p.m., he is caught on CCTV video by himself. He's doing some grocery shopping. He's in this grocery store. So, I mean, they've got a lot because don't forget, they kept him under surveillance around his parents' place for 4 days. This is his parents' house right here. We can't get there with Street View, you guys. But this is his parents' house where they caught him and where he had moved back to after he left the Idaho, Moscow, Pullman, Washington area. He came back here. This is where they live. And I am sure they have got thousands of hours of surveillance since he's come back. But they got him here too at a grocery store. So I'm like, there's tons more, you guys, that we don't have. Okay. So let's keep the faith in the police and know that they have got what they need to get this guy and to give him the death penalty. And with that being said, I'm going to have to wrap it up, you guys. I wanted to bring you that mapping to show you the detailed mapping and the time frames where he was pinged, where his phone was found. But I do got to get going. My daughter had to take my grandbaby into the hospital yesterday, and he is still in there. He's got some problems with jaundice. So I've got to bring her up a bunch of stuff to the hospital because they're going to be keeping him a few days. So she needs a change of clothes and she needs some toiletries and stuff like that. So I got to get going. I got to get up there, bring that up to her and get a few things done around the house here. I'm going to be doing some new reads, some new cases, you guys. I will bring out anything that does come to light with this case. I do feel like, we'll just have to be waiting for the court dates now and see what's going on, how he pleads, and whatnot. So I'm going to slow down on coverage on this, you guys. But I am going to start. I've got 2 new reads, 2 new cases that I'm going to be doing the first Ancestor deck reads on. So watch for those. Excuse me, we're Friday. I hope to maybe, as long as everything goes well with my grandbaby. Just a second, you guys. Sorry, if everything goes well at the hospital with the grandbaby and he's released, I'll hopefully get a new read up tomorrow. But if not, it will be first thing next week, because we will be having the live mini reads for you guys. Come and get your very own mini read on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. On Sunday. We used to have it at 11:30 a.m. It was too early for some people. So now I'm going to be doing it at 1 p.m. Sunday. Every Sunday, 1 p.m. Come and get your very own mini read. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, yeah, he's got some jaundice. They figure a couple days he should be okay. So I got to get going on that. And lack of sleep again. Like I said, I was up till 2:30 in the morning doing this last night. I'm tired. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, mods. You guys are awesome. And thank you to all the subscribers. New people, you're welcome. You will see that this is a safe place for you. We keep it factual. We don't do any victim shaming. We don't let anybody bully people in the chat, anything like that. It's a safe place for you to be. So thank you for joining us. And until the next time, you guys, again, please take care of yourself and stay safe. Thank you, you guys, for all the well wishes for the baby Ivan. Till the next time, you guys, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Love you to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.